Okay. Hello, my name is Isabella Arrues, and this is my case study 1 for Introduction to Criminal Justice through Straight Line. Starting with law enforcement entails police, federal agents, and more. Responsibilities include legally investigating a crime scene once reported, and if successful, will arrest a suspect. Law enforcement must follow guidelines that prevent illegal search and seizures, racial profiling, and ultimately ensure the rights of the accused are protected. This also includes using the right force when detaining a suspect. From there, they proceed with a booking, which is an official recording of the arrest, and prepare their charge, fingerprints, and photographs. From there, the legal system takes charge and the court setting occurs. Oops. There we go. The courts. The courts take over after the booking of the accused. First, a prosecutor will review the case and booking by basing their opinion off evidence. Using an unbiased and factual opinion, the prosecutor decides the charges, if any. In this case, none are. The suspect is released without delay. This ensures they are not unlawfully detained and no human rights are violated. A suspect would then continue to an initial appearance before a judge, whose duty is to read the formal charges and advise the suspect of their constitutional rights, such as the right to counsel. In felony cases, a hearing is still required, however. The defendant will either be released or held under probable cause, to which they will set bail. Throughout this process, proper information documents and juries will be formed to uphold constitutional rights. Corrections. Currently, the U.S. provides 5 types of punishments: fines, probation, intermediate punishments, imprisonment, and death. The judge combines one of these punishments and creates a sentence length within statutory limits. If found guilty, the defendant can appeal the conviction on the grounds of defects in jury selection, improper admission of evidence, or mistaken interpretation of law. On constitutional grounds, illegal search and seizure, improper questioning, incompetent counsel, and a defective police lineup. Even without the occurrence of these violations, a defendant has the right to parole after serving a portion of their sentence. Due process model. With traditional liberal values, the due process model is based on the doctrine of legal guilt and the presumption of evidence. The doctrine of legal guilt reads, people are not to be held guilty at preliminary showing, and rather by evidence. People must be legally guilty and not just factually guilty. This system must be followed. This due process model also reflects our personal freedom and protection. With the crime control model, which holds more traditional conservative values, it prioritizes the efficiency of the criminal justice system, the presumption of guilt, which refers to the presumption that one is guilty until proven innocent. Many of its supporters believe that time and effort spent to arrest a suspect in addition to formal charges by the prosecutors make the suspect guilty. The crime control model has dominated the criminal justice system in the U.S. since the 1970s. The early American era of policing, applying this to the case study. Besides the adoption of practices such as the municipal system, there are more independent takes on crime. The sheriff in this case would work quick to get the location of Aaron by any means necessary. Possible support by a posse. With the community policing system, applying this to the case study, with community policing, a group of individuals would come together to act as vigilantes. As all means of figuring out Aaron's location would be put into account, a more due process model could be followed. A less aggressive approach, rather than pulling nails, would most likely be used. Finally, what I would do is I do not believe that Aaron's location is even known by her ex-boyfriend. I feel more evidence or proof of her location should be spoken by him rather than his smirks. However, his criminal record is very incriminating. Nevertheless, I would follow the due process model to legally and safely see if I can find Aaron in time. And I believe that is it. Thank you.